Hello, once again, fans. It is an honor and a privilege to welcome you all to episode 38 of the record-breaking, trend-setting, booty-shaking, if you're into that, show known worldwide as the Yin and The Yang. This show is driven and navigated by the More of the Same network in association with Anti-USW Productions. And I am, of course, the former two-time USW heavyweight champion of the world and lifelong martial artist known as Anthony Chu, a.k.a. Chuzilla, the ultimate thriller. All muscle, no filler, baby! And ladies and gentlemen, I am broadcasting, commando casting, militant casting to you atop of Castle Chuzilla in the Great Garden State. Well, maybe it's not that great. But nevertheless, the point is, on today's episode, I'll explain myself as to how high I got this week and last week. And my co-host pulls off a miraculous feat of epic proportions. But not only that, he also exposes himself as the biggest and pulls off the biggest prick move to date so far on this network. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a show dedicated to motivation, fitness. We are here to pump you up. And the biggest shocker of them all, we have a care package that we have yet to have unclosed and open from an anonymous human being. Q&A, shootout, and a whole lot more. And to join me in this feeding frenzy of information, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to formally introduce to you for the 38th time yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is the autograph collecting, sports betting, trend setting, wrestling affecting, and hustles his way as the money getting owner, guru, king of the More of the Same network. Ladies and gentlemen,
Stiff upper lip.
he is, ladies and gentlemen, Larry, the king of the autograph world, Mormon.
Thank you. Hello,
Now,
universe.
before you say anything, unlike
Even let me talk.
Shut up. Unlike the other show, The Better Half, we actually allow a legend to sing something.
Okay.
Because whenever I listen to the introduction song for that other show over there, all right, hi Frank, how do you not let old Blue Eyes sing a word of love and marriage?
Simple. Money. I don't want to be hit with some stupid freaking thing because I start using his voice.
You corrupt SOB. It would honor Mr. Sinatra's name.
Fuck Frank Sinatra.
Hey,
No,
what the fuck?
No.
What the fuck? Don't you ever dare talk to a legend like that ever again.
He's overrated.
Talk like that. What?
He's overrated.
He's not overrated,
His music
goddammit.
was okay. His music was okay, and he was the head of the mob.
He was not. Well, no fuck. You're the head of your own mob. Nobody says anything about that.
I mob my own head.
Do you know how many people you've just offended?
I've
Not
never.
just me. You probably offended the entire Italian community. You probably offended an entire generation of people who grew up during Frank Sinatra's time. Also,
I don't have anyone in my family that I know of that are Frank Sinatra fans.
how do you want me to respond to that? What do I know? I don't know. Your dad doesn't listen to that kind of stuff. Our dad doesn't listen to that kind of stuff. Your mom doesn't listen to it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know anybody else in your family. Uncle Matt probably listens to Sinatra. Can you imagine Uncle Matt somewhere going, "Fly me to the moon"? And by the way, not only that, you've offended people who also like probably Dean Martin, Sam Davis Jr.
Different ball game. Different ball game.
How can you talk about a Frank Sinatra like that?
The only good thing Sinatra did was be the first act at the then new Madison Square Garden, the current MSG.
Oh, come on.
I've never been a fan of Sinatra.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You've never seen Guys and Dolls?
Never seen his movies. Never been interested in seeing his movies. I've heard the music.
You don't like one song he's ever done.
Look, I'm not saying. Look, I mean, you got your radio plays. You got I Love New York. That in itself is a classic song. You got what else? I can't even.
You don't like New York, New York? It defines the city.
I said isn't it I Love New York?
No, New York, New York.
Am I thinking of?
Saw it spread in the news.
Yeah.
You don't like that song?
I don't know why I'm calling it I Love New York. No, that's what I'm talking about, actually. No, it's a good song. Yeah, it's fun.
Fly Me to the Moon?
They'll play
Strangers in the Night?
Strangers in the Night I don't know of. Or at least I'm not recognizing it.
You sound like a fucking millennial now.
Fly Me to the Moon is just... No. The reason why I can say this is because I've heard these songs. I don't own any albums of Sinatra's, and I've listened, they have the Sinatra channel on Sirius Radio. I just blow right past it.
You don't appreciate anything this man has ever done.
Look, I'm not saying he's terrible. I'm just saying I think he's just over. I just think his popularity is just a little more hyped up than it should have been.
That's like saying Bruce Lee is not the greatest martial artist of all time. Or that's like saying like Michael Jordan is not the greatest basketball player of all time.
He's like any other crooner.
Ooh, how dare you?
And this isn't a work. This is 100% shoot.
That's like saying Hulk Hogan is not the greatest professional wrestler of all time.
He's number one. Chris Jericho is number 1A.
Oh my God.
I've never saw the I don't know what you want to call it, the thing that made Sinatra who he is. Yeah, he had some good songs for weddings. That's about it.
Oh my good
And when
Lord.
the Yankees win a game.
Oh my good Lord. This is what you really think of Frank Sinatra.
I've never been a fan of Sinatra. I've never been a fan of the Beatles.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
They have good songs.
What the fuck?
They have good songs, but I'm not.
Wait a minute.
I don't own any Beatles albums.
Wait a minute. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't even like the Beatles?
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying I don't own their albums, and I don't purposely go out and listen to their music.
Wow. Holy mother of God.
I think there have been better bands than the Beatles. I think there's better singers than Sinatra.
I've known you for over 25 years.
And I'm shocked you never knew that.
That's my misfortune. And I am shocked to know any of this right now. I've always thought that you were okay with Sinatra. Not a huge diehard fan, but I thought you were okay with him. And I didn't even know that part about the Beatles. Well, you don't like anything foreign anyway. So the point is...
I love Queen.
Okay, that I didn't even know about. God damn, I really don't know you the way I really think that I know you. I mean, I'm very surprised. I mean, I can't believe that you're telling me you're not a... Wow. Holy shit, man. When you think you know everything that you can know about possibly one of your best friends, one of your childhood friends, you literally just completely did a 180. I never knew that. I always thought that you were okay with the Beatles or Sinatra.
Look, when I say... Again, I'm not saying that their careers aren't legendary. Obviously, I recognize that. I'm just, again, I don't own any Sinatra albums. I don't own any Beatle albums. I don't purposely go out to listen to those songs. I probably don't have them in my collection unless a song has appeared on a soundtrack or the Love and Marriage song, which we use for the beginning of the Better Half. And, to me... I didn't even know Sinatra sang that song when I was watching Married with Children. That wasn't until years later.
Oh my good God. Oh God, I'm about to have a fucking tension.
I didn't know that
already do now.
I did not know that was a Sinatra song probably till like season 6.
I have a tension headache officially.
Maybe even longer than that.
You've got to be kidding me, bro.
What, the show came out in what, 89? So I was 9 years old.
Yes, I don't know.
Had to, because Fox started like 88, 89, I think.
Oh, so you're one of those millennial fucks.
I'm not a millennial. What are you talking about? I was born in 1980.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
What, you thought I was 20 years younger? Thank you.
Yeah. That's the same thing that millennials would say. Oh, who the fuck is saying Frank Sinatra? Who the fuck is this old guy that just basically belts out tunes? Who are like these 4 dudes from England who talk funny?
No, I'm not saying that. I recognize who they are. Me personally, I don't see the hype about them. That's me. That's just me. Look, my favorite band of all time is AC/DC, and I know I've talked to people who said, "Oh, they're terrible," or "They're not a good band," and
they don't know music anyway. So
and I can't wrap my head around that because AC/DC is amazing, whether Bon Scott or Brian Johnson. So
okay, all right there. Well, would you like to finally, after 10, 15 minutes, would you like to finally say hi to the Yin and the Yang world?
I started to, but you interrupted me, and we're 11 minutes in.
Okay, would you like to finally say hi? You still haven't said hi to the fans yet.
Once again, hello everybody. Welcome to this week's episode.
Thank you, finally. And while we're on the subject
how was
of
your
pricks,
week?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? Could you speak into my good ear?
So I had to take a sip from
of cognac. That's Courvoisier or something.
Courvoisier.
Anyway, what was the question? Could you speak into my good ear?
How was your week?
Oh, well, I'm really glad that you actually asked how my week was. But, and that's a perfect segue into what's been happening to me in the last week since recording the last episode. I got high.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
yeah,
then, Jeremiah, please get me Mr. Chu's contract because we do have a drug policy here. So I'd like for you to go over there and make him pee into a cup.
Jeremiah, before you do that, allow me to explain myself here.
There is a zero tolerance policy, my friend. I don't know what weird Chinese herbal extract you started taking.
Whoa. Why does it have to be herbal Chinese extract?
I didn't say that. I said Chinese.
You're saying it
herbal
because
extract.
I'm Chinese, right? Saying because I'm Chinese, right? Because I'm Asian, right? See, this is the problem here, brother. You got to hold the Chinese man down, right? See, I understand. I get it. I get it. Listen, let me explain this to you. You know, people always ask, "Are we all the same? Do we all look alike? Are you all the same?" Well, yes, we are. Yes, we do, and yes, we are. And allow me to also say this: if you haven't noticed yet, Larry, we come from another planet. Yes, you know all those kung fu moves that we do. Those are signals to the mother planet. Because one morning, Larry, when you wake up and you can't order food and you can't clean your clothes, we're out of here, baby. Now,
clean clothes. I thought those were the Koreans.
No.
Okay.
It's always been Chinese people.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Now, Korean people do massages and nails and stuff like that.
And happy endings.
We're diverse people, man.
All right.
You know?
Very good. Very good. But you will have to pee in a cup now.
Okay. Well, before I do that, allow me to explain what kind of hey, he is not touching me. I'm going to tell you that much right now. Anyway, by the way, so allow me to explain why I got high this week and this past week and all that. Is that number one, I am high. I'm high on life, and at the same time, I experienced something unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. So this past week, I had done something that I've never done in my life, in a physical sense. I've never. Don't get any weird ideas. I know you're smiling back there. I know you're smiling. Stop covering the microphone. That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm letting you talk.
I'm talking about that will happen later. I am talking about the idea that for the first time in my life, I ran 3 miles in 30 minutes.
Oh, so you got a runner's high.
Right.
Oh.
So now that averages out to about 10 minutes per mile. And I got to be honest with you, that was not easy.
Good Lord.
It was a lot. It took me a lot. It was one of those things in which the way I'll explain it, and at least this is the way I felt about it, was that in the beginning when you're running, it's like a cold engine. Once you turn on the ignition, it has to warm up. And the warm up for me was running at about the second mile. after close towards the second mile, at 1.8, 1.9 miles, going into the second mile, I started to feel not numbness, but it was one of those things where, like, you're conscious about where you are and what you're doing, but what begins to happen is that it's almost like your body goes on quote unquote autopilot. And it just pretty much like you're going through the physical motions, you feel everything, you know your presence, you know your awareness, but it's just like kind of like your mind just goes into this ease and you just run. And you don't, and I'm not running at like an Usain Bolt pace, but I'm just saying like I'm running at a pace in which just it's been smooth. I don't go any faster or slower.
Faster than a jog.
Much, yeah. Okay. Faster than a jog for sure. They're saying that when you run and you take a step and you kick your legs back to about your knee length, that's practically officially a run in a way.
I was running.
And there you go. 1,000 miles, 100 miles of running.
Was this outside? Was it inside? Was it on a treadmill?
This was all outside.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And it was outside. It was out in New Jersey, and it was pretty much one of those things where you just take over, and out of nowhere. Now, how did I get out of it was when somebody actually spoke to me and said, hey, what's going on? What's up? And I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? Then kind of like that high just goes really, really fast.
Yeah.
So it's like once you're in that zone, you're in that zone. And then once it's very easy to break out of, but it's hard to get into it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But when you're into it, you feel great. And then the next day, my legs, my lower body, my stomach my lower back was just sore. It was sore. And I need to go out and get better insoles now because I think that the old insoles that I bought for my running shoes are pretty much worn out now. Okay. So, just at that point, and I felt really good, and I just couldn't believe it. And when I was with my running partner, we have a policy where we speak minimally, that way we conserve our breath and all that. Mm-hmm. Then he told me that we ran 3 miles. It was really technically 3.1 something. I don't know what it was. I was just like, whoa, like you're kidding, right? I thought he was joking with me, and then he showed me he showed me the stats on his phone because he has an app for it, and I was just like, this is insanity. So yes.
Do you have like a Fitbit or something like that you can keep track?
I do not, but my coach gave me one of those specialized watches that gauges your heart rate.
Okay. All right, at least you have something.
Your distance, your pace. Yeah. So my heart rate when I was running at that peak point was literally at about 175 beats per minute.
Jesus. I achieve that just sitting sometimes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. My resting heart rate now is about 60, 65.
Okay.
Which is pretty decent. It's not great, but it's decent. And I've started to doing this running thing every other day. So, like, tomorrow is my off day. So I got to run today. And then off day tomorrow and then run back, the next day. So that's what I was talking about to explain myself last week. For last week, me saying that I got high this week. So I've been feeling like this every time I do distance.
Okay.
Which is pretty interesting. Pretty cool.
All right. I mean, listen, that's awesome stuff. Look, I walk a 21-minute mile, so running a 10-minute mile sounds exhausting.
It's completely fine. Completely fine.
And, I know a lot of people who do marathons. Actually, Anthony Rippo, co-host of the Retro Gamers podcast, he's done some marathons out in L.A. A friend of mine, I want to give a shout-out to her, Tara, up in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. A friend of mine up there, she's done some marathons as well. And just to see, it just, like I said, listening to people talk about running gets me winded. I'm also a fat fuck. So, it's that running, even if I was fit, even if I was in shape, running sounds like the last thing I want to do.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, I fucking hate it. I hate running. Running, I mean, listen, the only time I run before I really started this whole thing is either somebody's chasing me or when I'm basically running to the bathroom or when I run to the buffet line, pretty much. All right. Those are the only 3 times that I like running. All right. And quite frankly, even at that point, when I was at the depths of my lowest a couple of years ago, is you had to know whether or not I was flapping my arms or not, because nobody could really tell exactly what the hell I was doing at that point because I was so big. But here's the thing, right? For me, the way I feel and the way I look at it now is a lot of it is mental. And what I mean by that is that in the beginning, you know, when you first start, like for me, once I started, I'm like, fuck, I want this to end right now. Like, I want it to end as soon as I begin it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you go a certain distance and you put it in your mind that, okay, we've gotten this far. Let's see if you can keep going a little farther, right? And then by the time you reach a certain point and you know your environment or whatnot, you're like, okay, this isn't that bad. You know, your body takes over and pretty much you just put your mind out of things. And by the way, I've gotten used to, interestingly enough, I've gotten used to running with no music. You know, a lot of people have to put music on. Yeah, I don't put music on. I just it sounds a little boring, but what I do is to supplement the music, I actually concentrate on my breath. Okay. So I breathe in my nose, out my mouth. And a lot of it is your breathing and your mental. And that really helps. So for anybody who wants to gain cardio, I mean, like, it sounds really redundant, but the way it was explained to me was that the only way you can get good at running is if you run.
Makes sense.
There's no other way. I mean, you know, and allow me to also say this, and I think I've mentioned this in one of the Q&As within the previous few episodes, is that there's different kinds of cardio out there, okay? For example, the cardio of a boxer is not the cardio of a wrestler. The cardio of a wrestler is not the same as the cardio of a marathon runner, all right? And also bear in mind that you cannot compare cardio of sports figures or people, because I think Lou Ferrigno once said this. He said that if I competed against Carl Lewis, there's no winner and loser, because he said that I can train my way, he can train his way, and if we competed in sprinting, he's going to destroy me. Right. But then if he competed in bodybuilding, there's no way he can beat me in bodybuilding, yet I can't beat him in a race. So there's 2 totally different cardios out there. You know, you're using different muscles, different body parts. So you have to understand it's a very, very different world. And so there's really, you know, it's about achieving your personal best. And by the way, I do suggest this. If you're really seriously overweight, do not run. It's better off that you walk or use the elliptical, because it's better on your knees. As you lose a certain amount of weight, then slowly begin the process of running, and that's really going to help you out big time. I mean, even if, like, you see those people in the gym who do what they call HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. Yes. So if you do like burpees, power jumps or squat jumps, you do like mountain climbers, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, dips, chin-ups, pull-ups if you can. You know, that if you can do circuits of that, that's a very good kind of cardio, excuse me. And I've also heard that as you're middle-aged, from your 40s and beyond, if you can actually do high-intensity interval training, scientists are now saying that it's one of the single best things to do to keep longevity in your life. Really? So, yep, absolutely. They said it's a very, very good exercise. And they said you don't even need weights. Weights actually help you, you know, muscularly and give you definition, and obviously cosmetically you look good. It builds strength. But weights also do one other thing. The more muscle you have, apparently, actually it eats calories. Really? There's a scientific study right now in England. I forgot what university or what medical institute is saying that for every pound of muscle you have, it actually eats 50 calories. Oh, man. So, you know, that's why all these people say, oh, weights are no good, weights are no good. Not true. And that's true for men and women, apparently. So it is good for you, you know. So you can't have one without the other. You know what I mean? Yeah. So hey, I promised you this week that we were going to get you in shape, guys and gals out there. We're going to give you some motivation to get up off your ass because, listen, sweating is just your fat ass crying. That's actually what Master Wong once said in his show on YouTube. So how was your week, my friend?
My week was good.
I just wanted to segue into that one part. Good.
I see that.
How was your week, my friend?
My week was good. I, just the grind, and then just putting together, with the team, the network of shows that we host here. And this past Thursday, I actually attended an open house for a radio, a possible radio station. Waiting to hear feedback on that. Haven't, heard back from the guy yet. It was only a few days ago. No, it was yesterday. And, other than that, I tried. I don't know how successful I am, or I will be, but, I went and did some food shopping to try and get some healthier options, slightly healthier options here in the mansion. Not only that, just to cut back on buying fast food or takeout just to save money, if anything else. So we'll see what happens.
Like I said to you before, one of the easiest things you can do, if you really, really want a very easy, simple food, go to the supermarket. With the amount of money you make, you can buy organic, right? Get a whole roasted chicken, right? There's a chicken involved out there. It's 100% air chilled, which is really good. It's called Bill and Evans.
What the hell's air chilled?
Okay, so
they freeze the chicken before they kill it?
No, what they do is they basically it's sealed in to preserve its freshness. And what happens is that regular chicken, they have to dump it in a vat of salt, right? Okay. To pretty much either preserve it, and then they wrap it up and whatnot, and it's just the process. Even if it's organic chicken, if you buy air chilled chicken, they don't do the vat of salt. They basically seal it, like not cryogenically seal it, but they seal it so that there's no air involved, right? And it's more natural that way, So you're getting like the cleanest type of chicken that you can. Mm-hmm. And there's a company called Bill and Evans that does that. Phenomenal. When you eat their chicken, it's so different than any other chicken that you get off a conventional market. So what I'm saying is, just get a whole chicken, cut it up into parts, right? You can literally squeeze 6 meals out of that.
Really?
You figure this: 2 breasts, 2 wings, 2 thighs, and 2 legs. If you ate 1 per meal, right? Let's say if you ate the 2 wings and then the 2 legs, right? And then the 2 thighs.
Yeah.
I'm saying a thigh and a thigh, and then a breast and a breast, right? Mm-hmm. That's like 4 or 5 meals right there. You get yourself a basic salad, just get some packaged salad or whatever, right? DDP shows you in DDP Yoga how to make your own dressing, which is very simple. One of the easiest dressings you can do, get yourself not mayonnaise, but vegenaise or veganase. It tastes just like mayo, literally, if not better. And what you do is pour a cup of that, and then you add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of regular vinegar, right? And then a tablespoon of agave nectar. It's a natural sweetener. It doesn't raise your blood sugar or your blood pressure or anything like that. You whip it up together and you get this like tangy taste. It doesn't come out liquidy and it doesn't come out like thick either. It comes out like in the middle.
Okay.
And you just dabble it on top of and mix your salad. Bro, add some shaved almonds, some sunflower seeds, off the hook, man. I do this. I've been doing this every day, and I'm losing weight, man. I'm actually down to 208 right now.
Oh, awesome!
Which I fucking finally broke that goddamn barrier. You know how hard that shit was?
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous because I was stuck at like 214, 215 for so long, and a lot of it was me going out buying food. At least I know I'm putting in my system when I do it on my own.
Yeah, like I bought chicken that I got to grill, so it's not pre-grilled. You know what I mean? Just chicken breast. And look, it's not going to be 100% clean. I know that as far as what I bought, what I eat. But I tried to pick up some healthier stuff. Like I picked up some oatmeal, but I tried getting some sugar-free oatmeal to help out a little bit. Instead of soda, I picked up the flavored seltzer, which
that's good.
Yep. Which I still say some of the best flavored seltzer is actually the Stop and Shop brand seltzer. In all honesty,
really, because I like the Polar.
Polar's good too, but just something about the Stop and Shop brand. Usually the brand names, the store brand usually is not the good stuff, but this one is. And it's cheaper. Sometimes. Depending if you catch it on sale. What else did I buy? Bought some bananas as I look into my massive kitchen. I bought what is that homeless man still doing here?
Oh boy.
I thought we got rid of him. I thought he died.
Hey, come on. No, Larry, come on. Don't talk
he
like
smells
that. Come
like
on.
he died. No, that's true. All right, well, we'll move him out of the way. But
wait a minute. So a homeless guy can actually stay in the manor, but you have a restraining order against him.
I thought it was Steven Seagal, remember?
Oh God.
Oh well.
Don't bring him back here, please. He tried to call last week. That's just not a good thing.
He did. Anyway, so good luck. Definitely good luck with the eating. We'll see how I do. And but that was. Oh, and also I last week, from when this dropped, I attended the New York Islanders draft party.
Oh yes, how was that?
That was very fun. It was out there at the Nassau Veterans Memorial. Oh, okay. All right, hold on. We're gonna go a little off script here in a second. But it was there at NYCB Live, home of the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, where the Islanders this season are finally making their return to Long Island after three seasons, three full seasons in Brooklyn. They're making their way back, and I think they're pretty much doing half in Brooklyn, half at Nassau, which is pretty cool. And don't get me wrong, I have my suite up on top at Nassau Coliseum, and I have my suite up there at the Barclays Center. But I sometimes like to humble myself and sit with the plebeians, and I get the seats down in the audience. I like to rub elbows.
Where does Dad sit?
He has his own privately furnished suite right there, right in center ice, which is guarded 24/7. By armed military.
So wait a minute. Are you telling me you don't sit with Dad?
I do. Well, what we both do is we both sometimes, to make ourselves look humble, we will sit down with the people. Not in the seats. We have our own little section with folding chairs, but we will sit down in the actual arena, breathing the same air that these people breathe.
No, wait a minute. Don't call these people plebeians, because, listen, the so-called plebeians that you talk about could basically become they could be yin and yang listeners.
They could. But I usually promote the Retro Gamers when I'm there. But so when I'm at the game,
what was that?
I'm at the draft party and just having a good time. I purchased a cool Team USA jersey, hockey jersey. It was half off. And I got some cool autographs, picked up some cool autographs from a free grab bag, and looking forward to the games. But talking about this actually makes me kind of want to do something.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
So being a half-season ticket holder of the Islanders for what's going on the third season now, we get 22 games. We get half the season of the Islanders. And we were supposed to have 6 games at Nassau Coliseum. Now it's actually been bumped to 11, which is awesome. So literally half the season is going to be in Brooklyn. Half the season will be on Long Island. It's going to be mixed. It's not like the first half and the second half. It'll be mixed, which is awesome. And we're going to have a good time. The way the team has done this huge overhaul is going to be pretty cool. Now, my first Nassau game again, the Islanders have not played at Nassau Coliseum a regular season hockey game for almost 3 or 4 years. And I was at the last regular season hockey game there, and it was loud. It always was loud in Nassau. Since I've been in Brooklyn, it's always felt like an away game, because usually it's more the visiting fans. And when it's Islanders Rangers, you sound like you're at the Garden. So it's going to be awesome for them to be back. My first game at Nassau Coliseum is December 10th. Their first regular season game at Nassau Coliseum is December 1st. For some reason, they did not give the half-season ticket holders that first game back to Nassau. And I'm like,
what?
That doesn't make sense. I mean, I got the season home opener. Don't get me wrong. I believe I may have. I haven't checked the full schedule. I may have the final game of the season home. I may have that ticket as well. I have one Ranger game. They play twice. They play the Rangers twice home. I think they play them 4 times during the season, but they play them twice home. I have one of them, which is fine. I have half a season. I expect to only get one of the 2 Ranger games, which amazingly both Ranger games are being played in Brooklyn, not Nassau. But that is what it is. But I don't have. They're
or
not
MSG.
No, in Brooklyn. The Islanders home game.
Right, but what I'm saying is that the Rangers, when they play the Islanders, they're not playing in Madison Square Garden at all?
No, they'll play them in MSG. That's when the Rangers are home. But they'll play the Islanders when the Islanders are home. They'll be both in Brooklyn.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. But people say just because those 2 games will sell out, so we'll give them the money. Anyway, but I'm like, this is going on my 3rd season. But forget that, because it's not just, I'm just one person, even though I am on the board. I don't understand how, just as a half-season ticket holder, where we've technically pre-purchased 22 games. I mean, pay for it monthly, but we've pre-purchased 22 games. How could the return home of a regular season game for the Islanders not be part of that package? I don't understand.
That's bullshit, man.
Because it's not like there's another half season schedule, like it's split. Originally, when we first got it, there were 2 half season schedules. It was like a weekend schedule and a weekday schedule, which meant there were 2 different types of half season ticket holders. So if we weren't there, another season ticket holder may be sitting in our seat, which is fine. But here it's just one schedule. Everyone gets it. I get Nassau wanting to make as much money because that building will be sold out for probably all 22 games at NYCB Live. But the fact that us
half-season ticket holders.
Half-season ticket holders don't have the first game back to Nassau. You know what? Long Island management, who runs the season ticket holders.
Oh, no, wait a second.
Do you know what happens when you don't allow the half-season ticket holders who pay good money, that you don't give them tickets to the first game back in the barn in Nassau Coliseum for the first time in years?
Oh, my God.
Do you know what happens?
Hit him with Larry.
You just been chewed out some more.
Wow. We put the cart before the horse this week, folks. Holy smokes. Somebody got something off their chest today. That's a good thing. Well, God damn it. I mean, that's bullshit, because I don't care if you're a whole or a half season ticket holder of anything. Why should you be denied certain access to to like the opening game? That's just stupid. Like, I just don't understand why they wouldn't.
I mean, it's not denied access. We got it. Like, I can swap tickets. I can buy tickets under a plan. I still don't know how it works, but I get like a little bit of some credit because I'm a season ticket holder that I can put towards tickets. So I don't understand how that game is not part of the 22.
Oh, okay. That's nuts, man. That is crazy.
And technically, as a half-season ticket holder, my tickets per ticket are more expensive than a full-season ticket holder. So I still don't get it.
How come you didn't get full season tickets? Just out of curiosity.
In all honesty, because, my dad was the one who came up with the idea of getting tickets for the Islanders. We first, I brought him to a game. His first hockey game ever was a few years ago.
Our dad.
That first season in Brooklyn with my father. And
our father, goddammit.
He, shockingly, he fell in love with hockey. And, like, the sport. I mean, yeah, he's an Islander fan, but, it took him a little while to, I guess, get the fan base of an Islanders fan as opposed to just hockey. But he took to it like fish to water as far as a fan and watching it.
Nice.
So we were talking, and he's like, hey, why don't we get tickets, some sort of like mini plan. It wasn't going to be a season or a half season. We were talking mini plans. Maybe a 6-game mini plan, a weekend mini plan, something like that. I'm like, all right. So when we were talking about it, the mini plans weren't out yet because the schedule wasn't ready, so they couldn't figure it out. The only things that were available were full and half seasons. So I'm like, the mini plans aren't available. The only things available are full and half seasons. Then he goes, all right, well, let's do a half season. I was like, okay. So now you know where my knack to buy things on a whim sometimes comes from. Sometimes it's from him. Sometimes it's from my mother. And that's really what it was. We're hockey fans. I'm now finally starting to, we're learning more and more about it each season. Not enough where we consider ourselves full. Plus, that's like 40-something games. That's a little hard to commit, especially for me going back and forth from Long Island. My dad working and stuff like that. But 22 works out well. Half season works out well. And that's really how we came about being half season ticket holders. And it was all because they were in Brooklyn. If they never went to Brooklyn, I probably would have gotten some sort of mini plan out here on the island. But for now, we're sticking to it, even when they move to, because eventually they're going to move to Belmont, over there at the Belmont racetrack. And they're...
No way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's where they're not moving back to Long Island permanently. Probably in a few seasons, 2 or 3 seasons, maybe the 2019-2020 season. No, not that season. I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 seasons from now, their permanent home will be Belmont. They're redoing Belmont. They're building a brand new stadium. They're redoing the whole thing over there. So it's still convenient. Like, it's kind of in between where me and my dad are. But for now, we're going to work it out half and half, and that's the story of how we got half-season tickets.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. As long as you and Dad are happy. And,
me and him, we've done cool stuff. He had season tickets to the Cyclones for years, Brooklyn Cyclones. We did that. When I had the 1 year I had season tickets to the New England Patriots, I brought him to most of the games that I went to. And now we have the half-season tickets to the Islanders. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Very cool. I'm sure Dad is happy.
Yeah, he enjoys it. He actually has a really good time when he goes.
Okay. So, it's interesting. As I'm sure you're an awesome son, and I'm sure that Dad thinks of you the same way, and all that. But I do have to say something to you. As an awesome friend that you claim to be, and then I feel that you are most of the time, I will say this to you. I want to thank you for finally, after 5 weeks, you finally have lifted that restraining order in Merrick. It's about goddamn time.
Who told you that?
That was actually, I got a call from the police department.
I'll have to check on that because I just recently renewed it. I mean, I just recently was looking into it. As far as I know, it hasn't been lifted yet.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I've been told by the police department that it was lifted, and then all of a sudden, just when I thought you were going to do some good, you show us that you're a bigger prick than you were last week.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I'll explain to you right now. Thank you very much. It's as simple as this. So you future endeavored poor Ensign. All right?
Well,
After the kid came out of the hospital, comes out of the hospital, he's hurt, he's trying to recover, and you were supposed to give him a severance package. Right? That money was to feed that poor kid's family.
I gave him a severance package.
What did you do? You fired him.
I severed him from his job. That's exactly right.
Oh, that's very nice of you. See, now you're already showing the entire audience that you're a heel. Now, to make matters worse, the severance package was supposed to take care of his family. What do you do with that money? You don't give it to him. You renewed your country club dues with it.
Wait a minute. How are you getting this information?
Son of a bitch.
How are you getting this supposed information?
Very funny you ask. Because Winston dug up the info for me.
Can you get Winston on the phone for me for after the show?
No. Winston's right here. He's my intern now. He's taking care of me well. Thank you very much for the
knowing Winston, I'm sure you enjoy that.
Well, you don't have one, and I do. He don't look. The interns are still mad at you. They don't want to work for you. Jeremiah's only doing it because you're paying him somewhat of a decent salary. $31,000 is very hard to live on in New York City. The poor kid lives in a hostel still. All right.
All those people in one room. Good Lord.
Now, let me say this. So I want to thank you, and I also want to say fuck you for doing what you did to Ensign. So it's just really, how could you do that? You have no heart, don't you? No heart at all.
What are you talking about? I have the money that I donate on a weekly basis.
Yeah, to your country club.
It doesn't matter where it goes. The fact that it's donated, I part with it. Trust me. It took me some time. It took me a moment.
Okay, if you had to think that long, all right? You think long, you think wrong, and we all know you're thinking wrong. So let's not even just try to justify yourself, because we all know that you're a notorious evil boss. You make Mr. McMahon look like Barney, all right? As far as I'm concerned...
Do you want to see what kind of boss I am? I'm
not joining the Kiss My Ass Club, I'll tell you that.
Not that, but here's what I'm going to... This is it. This is going to go over the airwaves. Ready? Anthony Chu, you're...
I'm sorry, cat got your tongue? What, you can't talk, huh? See? Jeremiah, great job. Jeremiah, at the time when I need you to work your technical magic back there in the production room, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Is he silenced now? Is he shutting up? Yeah? Okay. Unmute his mic, Jeremiah.
People need to be made an example. You have just been reprieved, my friend.
Jeremiah, look to your right-hand side at the second drawer of your desk by the production booth right there. There's a .38 caliber gun, just to let you know.
I'm not even gonna...
Hey, don't load the bullets.
Hey,
don't load the bullets. Stop.
What?
Not yet.
Good
anyway.
Lord. Yes, I'm telling these people where I hide my stuff.
Actually, it's his gun, not yours.
Oh, good Lord.
So fans, as Larry is showing how much of an evil prick he can be, I also want to address a couple of other things here. I want to address the idea that while we're talking on the kick of health, motivation, fitness, and stuff like that, very interesting Q&A this week that we have here. The Q&A actually comes from, and let's do this right now, the Q&A, the first question comes from Adam Rousset. Adam Rousset is from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Very interesting name. Rousset. All right. At least he didn't say Rusev. He says here, I am 70 years old. I listen to this podcast because my grandchildren do. I hope your grandchildren are actually over 18, but that's a different story. My dream is to do a form of martial arts I've always wanted to do, which is kickboxing. Do you think it's doable at the age of 70? Absolutely. I really think it is doable simply because if you have the drive, if you have the heart, obviously you're not competing, sir. If you're If you are thinking about competing, well then, good luck to you. But I think that I'm going to safely assume that you're not going to be competing. And if you're doing it for overall health and you're doing it to maintain, coordination, flexibility, focus, physical fitness, anybody can do any martial art as long as you put the heart and the effort and the focus and the discipline into doing it. That's my firm belief. So, Mr. Rousset, I want to thank you for your question, and my best to you. Please write to us again. Let us know what you think of the classes. Try to find a really good teacher, and you can definitely do it. I definitely encourage you.
Absolutely.
So, yep. So a second question from
Whoa.
a.
No, put it down!
Oh!
Put it down! Good Lord! Okay. What? Oh! God! Oh, okay, hold on. Whoa, okay. You hit Thaddeus. You got him right in the shin. Oh.
Oh my God.
What?
Whoa.
Now who's gonna drive me? Oh. God,
Holy shit.
Thaddeus, go take yourself to the hospital. What is the matter with you?
Larry, you should go help him.
I did. I told him to go to the hospital.
No, you should go physically help him, you fucking nut.
I get it. I get it. Just put it down. We'll talk later. Put it. Stop whining. Just take the car. You could take the Bentley. Just go and try not to bleed too much in the car.
You want a Bentley?
One of several. See, this is what happens when you tell my interns what to do. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, whew. God.
As I was rudely interrupted by gunshots.
Cat-like reflexes. Good Lord.
You're in a very enclosed room. There's not a lot of places to move. Anyway, as it was written to us, this writer's name is actually anonymous, but he calls himself Scotty United 2000.
Oh, okay.
Coming off an email. That's a pretty interesting name. He says, boys, what's up? This is a really good show. Thank you so much for entertaining me as well as educating me every single week. My question to you this week is, what was the first martial arts movie you recalled watching? Okay, so for me, it's a very, very old Shaw Brothers movie. It's starring Gordon Liu, who played Pak Mei in Kill Bill 2. Gordon Liu started in a movie called 36 Chamber about a Shaolin monk wanting to learn Shaolin Kung Fu for vengeance for his clan, I believe it is. And I thought that as a kid watching this when I was about 5 years old really intrigued me. But interestingly enough, that was not the movie that influenced me or the person who influenced me to start doing martial arts, and that's actually Bruce Lee. But that was a really, really good film, and 36 Chamber is an all-time classic amongst martial art movie fans. Definitely really awesome. So Scotty United 2000, if you want to watch this movie, watch it, then write back to me, tell us what you think. All right? And then you're not
going to ask me?
Oh, well, I thought the question was addressed to me. I thought that you were still in shock getting over the fact that you nearly got shot at.
You have the amount of money I have. You own the stuff that you own. You get used to getting shot at.
God. Okay. So. All right. Well, I guess we're going to cancel the barbecue next week at the park. Anyway, go ahead.
Mine was The Karate Kid.
Okay, the original 1984 Karate Kid is still the movie. I don't recognize that bullshit in 2000. It's just a totally different film with the same name. That's all. Mm-hmm. But I mean, granted, it's a good film. It's just that I don't think it should be tied into the 1984 classic. Okay, that was cool. Both good films. Yep. Let's see. The last question comes from Jen Ciron. Jen Ciron writes to us from the Albuquerque, New Mexico. And she says, do you believe in massage? If it's good for athletes.
In magic? And I hope it's true. Something, something, something. In massage?
Are you done?
Yes.
Are you done?
Yes.
Good. Let's keep it that way. Anyway, so Jen, the question is, do you believe in massage? Is it good for athletes and martial artists? Okay. So there's two theories about massage. If you get a professional one, I'm not talking about like those illegal ones. I'm talking about a professionally done massage. Do I believe in it? Do I think it works? I think it's good for athletes. It's good for martial artists if you can afford it. As of late, massage has been quite affordable because there's so many companies and so many places that are opening up. There are lots of massage therapists out there trying to compete for a good rate. I think if you find a right person, I think if you find a right establishment and they hit the points, the trigger points, and all that, it works well. A lot of people don't believe in it because they kind of figured, okay, well, I can feel great now, and then 5 minutes later, I could just become tense, and then all of a sudden, my massage is for nothing. But I think it's good for your overall health. It's been proven medically and scientifically that massage does work very positive, has good positive health benefits. However, if you're doing it just to relax, I think there's other ways to relax as opposed to just getting a massage to me, okay?
It's never worked for me. I've gotten a massage, and like 10 minutes after I was on massage, I was just tensed right back up again. So...
Right, but internally, you're still relaxed, no? Because when
I was in Atlantic City, so...
But what I'm saying is that when they do the massage, whomever it is, they remove something called fascia. Do you know what what fascia is?
Kasha? I almost bought that.
Fascia.
Oh.
Not
fascia.
Fascia. No, not fascia. Fascia. So fascia is basically there's everybody's body has something called fascia buildup, and basically fascia buildup is certain either chemicals or certain muscles that have a buildup, like toxins, exactly. And when these toxins build up, apparently, what begins to happen to you is, have you ever seen these elderly people that have like these crouched down necks?
Yes.
You know, that kind of look like hunchbacks.
Yeah, God knows I'm going to be one of them when I get older.
No. Well, what happens is that these people have major fascia buildup that cannot be removed anymore. And that's why they have that. So anytime that you do a certain type of, like, let's say, and you don't have to have massage do it for you. Like if you do yoga, whether it be regular yoga, DDP yoga, power yoga, vinyasa yoga, hot yoga, what the whole point of yoga is that it releases the toxins, the fascia out of your body.
Can I ask you a question? And I mean, serious. This is a serious question. I'm not trying to be funny about it or anything.
Go ahead.
But, is this like a actual thing, or is it one of those kind of like, like almost like a spiritual, like, oh, you got, like you ever see like those like spiritual healers, who are taking the toxins out, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's just fucking bullshit.
Yeah, no, of course. But I'm just saying, like, is this actual some sort of chemical, or is it kind of like a belief? And if it's a belief, it's fine. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that. I'm just curious if it's like an actual thing.
I got to do some research on it myself.
Okay.
I don't even know 100% exactly whether that's true or not, but I do know for a fact that if you, like any equipment, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yes.
So it's like if you don't work out your body, if you don't keep it running, you know what I mean? Like you could buy a brand new Bentley, like Larry owns several, and if you don't drive it, I mean, look at what would happen if you bought the top of the line Bentley, and let's say if you don't drive it for 5 years, what do you think is going to happen to that Bentley?
Yeah.
Whether you keep it covered in a garage. If you don't drive it for 5 years, everything's not going to work. Your body is the same way. Mm-hmm. If you don't – I really do believe that massage is good in the sense that it'll release toxins and it'll help move your body and have good blood circulation and relieve muscle and all that. I just don't believe in going to get a massage just to relax.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like for me, I work out. I'm training for a competition. So for me, it helps me relieve sore muscles, helps me recover a lot quicker from soreness. It actually breaks down the lactic acid that builds up in you, which is what causes the soreness. My blood pressure goes down. Well, actually, my blood pressure goes down every time I don't speak to you anyway, Larry. But that's a different story. I mean, it means a lot of things. Trust me. So, so that's how I look at it, Jen. I hope that answers your question. These are excellent questions. These questions are going to pile up. I'm sure that by the time next week rolls around when we record episode 39, there'll be so many comments and questions about Frank Sinatra and about the Beatles headed towards Larry and me being the hero, like I always am every single week. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to write to us anything, comments, questions, shout-outs, if you know somebody who can connect me to Megan Martin so I can ask her out on a date, please write to us at yinandyangpodcast at gmail.com. Once again, the email is yinandyangpodcast at gmail.com. So for those of you who cannot spell worth a goddamn, it's yinandyangpodcast at gmail.com. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get into your favorite aspect of the show, Larry.
I think we already did it.
Oh, no. We put the cart before the horse. This time, we actually have the cart.
In the face of people who don't want to be cool.
All right. So, my segment is very simple this week. I know I'm a little late, behind the times, but last week I nearly broke my 70-inch TV at home simply because what the fuck is the WWE doing with Asuka and Shinsuke Nakamura? Again, I'm watching Money in the Bank. Asuka loses because of some stupidity. It's nice to see James Ellsworth, by the way. However, Asuka loses. Okay, so they build her up to be the Royal Rumble winner. She loses to Charlotte. Now she can't beat Carmella. All right? And now I understand we have to write angles. I understand we have storylines. And I understand it's blah, blah, blah. But now there has never been in the history of the WWE a women's champion of Asian descent.
Bull Nakano.
Bull Nakano? Yeah, but she's really? Do you
She's
really
Japanese.
recognize that? Okay, fine. Forget I said that. Okay, I got proven wrong. I'm a man. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, you're right. Now, so Asuka is built up to be this huge star, unstoppable, tough as nails. She it seems though she's losing more than she's winning nowadays. So they're basically scrubbing her out. All right? And then now I'm already mad at that. Then we turn to the last man standing match between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura.
I knew this bugged you. When this happened, I knew this bugged you.
You knew. I knew. My TV is counting its blessings right now because I was about to throw an entire brick into my fucking TV. This pissed me off, and I called it out firmly. All right, firmly on social media, and I said, "What the fuck?" So now they built Shinsuke Nakamura. He comes in, great NXT career. He comes into the main roster. He makes a massive, massive impact for nearly over a year. Loses to AJ Styles at WrestleMania, which I understand. So now from WrestleMania all the way till now, they built up these two. Now there's a last man standing match, and Nakamura can't win the world title. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the last 40 plus years, all right, there has never been an Asian champion in WWE except for Antonio Inoki. Do not fucking say Yokozuna. Do not fucking say Yokozuna because I know you're about to say it. Stop covering your mouth. I know you're laughing back there. God damn it. Don't say Yokozuna. God rest his soul, but he is not Japanese. He is not fucking Japanese. He is fucking Polynesian, Samoan. He's one of the island boys. And you wonder why my blood pressure goes up every week, Larry.
Antonio Inoki
Fuck.
is not a recognized WWE champion.
Okay, well then, goddamn it, that even enforces it more. That in the history of the WWE, there has never been a champion of Asian descent in fucking God knows how long, if ever. All right? What the fuck are they doing to Nakamura? New Japan Pro Wrestling lost one of its major attractions. That guy was like The Rock, okay, over at New Japan. They take him away to sign him here because they build him up as this massive, huge, overt superstar. And look at what they're doing to him now. They're jobbing him out.
They jobbed him out to the WWE champion.
Okay, but at the same time, I don't care if Nakamura wins as a heel or a face. You know what we need? I have a solution to this. The solution is quite simple. What Nakamura needs is he needs a manager, an advocate. And do you know who that person should be?
Paul Heyman would make...
You know for a fact who I'm about to say, Larry. He needs Sonny Ono. Yes, the inventor of the selfie, Sonny Ono. My man, my favorite man. Manager. He's actually one of my favorite men after meeting this guy. He is awesome. World-class, honorable, respectable, and meeting him, taking a picture with him and Ultimate Dragon at Legends of the Ring. Sonny Ono has given me inspiration to somehow, someway start a campaign to have Sonny Ono manage Shinsuke Nakamura.
That'd be
quite... If that's what it's going to take for him to win the title, I don't care how. I don't care if he takes No Way Jose's Congo line.
Oh, no way, Jose. No way, Jose.
Okay.
No way.
But the way you're moving,
Jose. No way.
You look like Fester dancing. All right. You are not going to ever join No Way Jose's Congo line.
Aww.
Now, hate to break it to you.
Look, it's
but
sometimes.
Sonny Ono,
okay, yeah.
We need him. So I'm going to find a way to start either a petition. I'm going to start something. All right. I'm going to start, maybe go to change.org. Maybe do something. I am going to find a way to get Sonny Ono to manage Shinsuke Nakamura.
That'd be interesting.
Yes.
But, some guys just don't win the title. Plus, I think, personally speaking, with Rusev now the number one contender for the WWE Championship, I think they're going to give it to Rusev. And you can't give it to Rusev if you give it to Nakamura.
Now, what you do? Give it to Rusev. Turn him into a bad guy. And then allow Shinsuke to win with Sonny Ono as his manager.
Maybe.
No, Rusev is going to win.
I hope so. He deserves it.
And then if AJ turns heel, maybe, or if Rusev turns heel once he wins it, right, and then have Shinsuke win it.
Technically, Rusev
the whole point is, I want Sonny Ono as his manager.
Okay.
I am already convinced that that's the secret ingredient that he needs to win that championship. Because if I'm going to say this to you now, if Shinsuke does not win, he is our best hope. If he doesn't win, you'll never see an Asian champion in WWE ever. You name me anybody else. Tozawa ain't going to do it.
He was already Cruiserweight champion.
All right, well, nobody else then. Exactly. So this week's segment pretty much ends with a question.
Oh, what question could that be?
Do you know what happens? WWE management, upper tier, writing team, whomever.
Wow, you calling out the big man?
Whoever makes the major final decision.
We all know who that is.
Yeah, and we all know who that is. As to why the WWE has never had a recognized champion of Asian descent since the beginning, since the inception of this company. You know what happens, huh?
I'm not sure.
VKM?
What happens? Well, ooh,
you know what happens,
Huh? I don't know. I cannot be part of this.
Okay. Yeah, because, you're pro WWE. I'm just calling it down the middle to the way it is. Larry, you can take your name off of this one. Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Oh.
Do you know what happens, huh?
No.
He never gave me my tryout. You just got chewed out.
Oh, man. That one hurt. That one hurt.
Now, Mr. McMahon, you can take your name off this list before St. Prick gets to you if you make Shinsuke Nakamura champion. Oh, and by the way, St. Prick will come this year.
It's disgusting. Wow, this one I can't.
That's not what I meant.
I can't.
That's not what I meant.
That one hurt. That one hurt. I gotta say, that one hurt. That cut deep, especially because I'm looking at my stock. So
yeah, but no, wait a minute. I have shares of stock in WWE as well. But I'm just saying that he can get himself off the list, and also before St. Prick puts him on the list, if he makes Shinsuke win the title. Hopefully, ideally, Sonny Ono.
All in good time. All in good time.
All right. So, fans,
okay.
Okay, fans. So, basically, as of the time that we're recording this for episode 38, it's interesting. Because we have our tour continues, obviously, and we have an interesting few set amount of dates, and it just seems like we're adding up. And just as when Larry and I just want to chill out, relax, take it easy and all that, it seems as though we just get pulled into more and more shit to do. So one of the things that we're looking at doing, and we actually are going to ask of the fans if they want to hang out with us for this one, which is on September 23rd. There is a pretty interesting date, actually the 22nd and the 23rd possibly. There is going to be a huge thing called the New Jersey HorrorCon. Now, if you guys and gals don't know about this, it's pretty fucking cool. Just to give you an idea of the guest list, all right, that we're looking at right now. Cassandra Peterson, who is Elvira, will be there. Linda Blair from The Exorcist. Dee Snider, who we missed in, who Larry forgot to get me a goddamn autograph for, Chiller. I get to finally hopefully meet Twisted Sister's front man. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You're not?
You're not going to let me live that down, are you?
No, not at all. But it's okay. After September 23rd and I meet Dee, then I can leave you alone with it. Ted Raimi is going to be there from the Ashes vs. the Evil Dead Candyman Evil Dead series. William Daniels. Do you know who that is?
Is he from The Walking Dead?
No.
Oh.
He's Professor Feeney.
Oh,
Boys
yeah,
Meets
that's
World.
right. That's right. I'm sorry. Yes. And Kit.
And also the voice of Kit. I did not know that.
I just said
he
that.
Will be. Yep, he will be. Stop interrupting me. He will be there. Let's see here. Who else do I want to meet that's going to be there? Lita Ford. Oh. Just the idea that Lita Ford is going to be there is going to be awesome. She's hot, and she's one of my favorite female rockers. Seth Gilliam from The Wire, Teen Wolf, Starship Troopers, and The Walking Dead, as he'll be there. Let's see. Carrie Cahill will be there. I believe she's from The Walking Dead, Terminator Genesis. Marky Ramone. I got to get his autograph and for a friend of mine. Serena Vincent from Cabin Fever. Return of the House of Haunted Hill. Not another teen movie. She's going to be there. I'm going to propose marriage to her, possibly. Let's see. Adrian King, Amy Steele from Friday the 13th. Zach Ward. William Catt from Greatest American Hero.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Mute his mic.
No
I'm
one
kidding.
gonna see.
Okay. Daniel Lloyd from The Shining will be there. And so there's a lot of others that are going to be there. It's going to be at the Showboat, Atlantic City, New Jersey. So I would love to actually go and hang out and celebrate with you fans. That's one of the dates. We have many others. So that's going to be pretty awesome. What's next on your calendar, my friend?
Boy, I think it's the WWE house show coming up at Madison Square Garden, July 7th. Hopefully Ronda Rousey will be there. The Undertaker will be there. After that, Pretty much, I think, lay low until SummerSlam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really have a whole lot of dates except for some personal family stuff and all that. I am waiting for the next American Ninja Warrior event that's going to happen. That's going to have a Q&A or a meet and greet. Then that way I can give Megan Martin
I finally saw Megan Martin. She was on that final, when I was watching, and I saw, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So.
Now you know why I'm in love with her. She is amazingly beautiful, and in so many ways. She also has kind of like my personality, so she would be fun to hang out with and date. Mm. I will propose marriage to her fans. That is going to be a goal of mine. And whether she says yes or no, if she says no, I'll be devastated, and I'll probably find a bridge somewhere, but that's a different story. If she says yes, I'll probably... Oh, nice. Very nice. You won't have another co-host. Oh, yes, you would. Anyway, and if she says yes, I'll probably faint in front of her anyway. But nevertheless, a goal of mine, fans, is I will propose marriage to her, or I will propose at least a date. And regardless of whether she says yes or no, it'll kind of be like Rocky. He won't care about the result at the end, just to prove that he can go the distance. That'll be me. Other than that, fans, that is our Just When We Thought We Were Out, They Pull Us Back In tour. Larry, what's going on with the other 60,000 shows that you co-host or host on the More of the Same network?
Well, this past week, we had the episode drop of the Retro Gamers, where we're back. Anthony was recording from Osaka. So we talked about some history of Super Smash Brothers, history of Mario Party.
Brothers!
Yeah, exactly. I even threw out a little mention of last week's, chewed out some more on the Retro Gamers, gave them a heads up. We also talked about some possible controversy around the Atari VCS. And this week was the off week for the better half.
Okay.
Wait, was it?
Was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I forget.
Okay. Now, just to let you also, good folks, know that we are adding another date. Legends of the Ring, October 13th at the Ramada Plaza in Monroe, New Jersey, formerly known as the Crown Plaza. We will be there. This show, and by the way, Larry, I already got the advanced general admission ticket, unless you want the super ticket, which is now discounted to $200.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But it went from $250 to $200, and the general advanced general admission ticket is $15.
Okay.
So that would be pretty cool. Regular instead of $20. So you want me to get that in advance, or do you want to get that in advance? It's up to you. So far, I do know for a fact that the announced guests will be the fabulous Rougeau brothers.
Oh, God.
From Montreal to Memphis, parlez-vous français? Tell all the girls the Rougeau's on their way. We're not pretty boys. We're not muscle heads. We like that long hair because we like that preppy looking stare. We're all
American boys.
Oh, God.
Was that from memory?
Yes.
Holy cow.
We don't like heavy metal. We don't like rock and roll. All we like to listen to is Barry Manilow. And then they say some shit in French. And they say something in French, and it says, because we love the USA. Hey.
How come Jacques Rougeau always sang his theme songs?
Weird, isn't it?
That, the Mountie, not the
Do you
the
know
Quebecers?
that was produced by Jim Johnson and Jimmy Hart?
Yeah, well, Jimmy Hart used to do all the intros first. Then, I guess Jim Johnson eventually took over, but he had to have worked underneath Jimmy Hart for a little while, I guess.
That's pretty cool.
What was your favorite theme song from Jacques Rougeau?
Gotta be the Mounties.
Yeah.
We're the Mounties. We're
See,
brave. We're strong.
Not when he was the Quebecers, but when he was the Mountie. Yeah. I'm the Mountie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. That was pretty cool. What was it? Ted DiBiase and Virgil. DiBiase was supposed to show up for the last one a couple weeks ago, but he decided to not come in.
Is Virgil going to be actually in the building?
That's the $1 million question. By the way, and he's part of the super ticket That's the funniest
How
part. I shit you not.
in the hell did he get on that?
Brothers, Ted DiBiase and Virgil. Now, Virgil's just standing up holding the $100 bills. I'll accept that. Because I'm going to tell you now, he ain't going to come up to me and go, yo, man, you want an autograph? Yeah, but Virgil, I just came back. Right. Hey, whatever, man. Yeah. Yo, man, want an autograph? That's how I met him last time.
Oh, my gosh.
And main event headlining the Super Ticket is right now Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, the Outsiders.
Card subject to change.
Exactly, 100%. And oh yes, there's one other thing that I might be going to. And Larry, we may have to make a trip to. We actually might have to make a trip to Philly.
Philly for what?
Yes, I'll tell you why in 1 second. So Jim Cornette is going to be in Philly, and Jim Cornette is going to do a special Q&A session, meet and greet. And it says here, it's the Keystone Comic Con. All right,
Okay.
September 16th, 17th, and 18th. I'm sorry, 14th, 15th, and 16th. I'm sorry about that. It's going to be in the Keystone Comic Con, Pennsylvania Convention Center, 1101 Arch Street in Philly. He's going to be there. I would love to meet him. He has this special package where, listen to this, you get to hang out with him. You get to talk to him privately. You get to so you get a few minutes to talk to him or whatever. You get an autograph picture, a photo op with your own camera, and a Philly cheesesteak.
Whoa! I may be in it for the Philly cheesesteak.
What do you think I'm there for? Oh shit! I'm sorry. I meant I'm there to see Mr. Cornette because I want to basically also go there and try to promote our podcast.
That'd be
You
nice.
know?
Yeah.
That'd be cool, right? So yes. So these are the dates that are coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm still waiting for the next American Ninja Warrior event, as I had mentioned earlier. I'm also competing in October, November. You should come out. I should get you a ticket, Larry. You should come out and support me, man.
I would love to. If I can get the time off.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be in Denver, so I don't know if you want to fly out to Denver.
I've never been.
I know a good burger joint.
Okay.
There's a place, I think they just changed their name, but what happens is that it's in a dartboard, right? And what happens is you basically take they give you this half-pound burger. You can actually get a 1-pound burger if you want. And it's Kobe beef.
Ooh.
And they give you 3 darts on the dartboard. And every time you shoot the dart, that's the topping you put on it. So the last time I was there, I had peanut butter, fried egg,
What?
and onion.
That sounds
And
disgusting.
dude, it was awesome. Oh my God, I fat-assed it up.
Peanut butter on burger.
Oh no, it is awesome. And I think that peanut butter is not standard peanut butter. It's kind of like a sweet, they add honey to it, which is awesome.
Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. I forgot the rest
And
of it.
stop repeating the same thing. Okay, kidding. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, to finally cap this off this week, I think we've depleted the resources here.
Yeah, this
but
was a good episode.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But we do have one last thing, and Jeremiah has handed me a package right now, and as we're opening this package, and as I use my switchblade here, so as I use my switchblade, I pretty much am opening this, and I see that there's a letter. Jeremiah, who the hell is this from, anyway? I don't know. He doesn't want to really say. So I'm taking it out, and I'm opening this thing. It's not a very big package, but okay. And there's a letter. And it says here, within this letter. Okay. So it says here. Oh, now, wait a second. Larry?
What do you got?
I don't want to read this. This is actually from Glenn N. blank, 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 blank O.
Who could that be?
Now we've future endeavored this guy. You know exactly who he is. Don't bullshit me. Come on.
Oh,
You know who this is.
Yes,
all right.
Yes. He who shall not be named.
Right, exactly. He's been Chris Benoit, and yet here's the thing. He writes me this letter. Now, I don't want to read this. He already gave me a letter. Now he sends me an overnight package from the nice people, by the way, of the United States Post Office. Support your local Fed worker. That's my shout out to Frank, by the way. So why do Jeremiah, Jeremiah's insisting that I read this letter. All right, fine. Okay, so Jeremiah wants me to read this. Okay, you ready for this, Larry?
Sure. I mean, I paid him enough money. I don't know what he wants.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Well, remember when I bought his network?
But it's not like you pay me anyway. Anyway, so it says here, I don't want to read this, but let's do it anyway, okay? It says here, Dear Anthony, I realize that you have a lot of hatred for me for what I did to you some weeks back. Please allow me to explain and hear me out. Around a year ago, or around a year and a half ago, I made some investments in stocks and company decisions that I thought were going to skyrocket. However, most of these investments went down south, and I took a deep dive financially, and I took a massive financial hit. I lost nearly $750,000 in one alone. The only real source of income was my grind, my two grinds that we call jobs in the real world, and my last company, which was the Notaro Network. Oh, God, I just said it. Having invested what was left of my bank account and paying off what is now debts to banks and loan sharks.
Whoa.
I was still $600,000 in the hole. I really felt that your show was going to create a platform for me to get me back on my feet, quote unquote. However, the debts kept piling up. I sold all my stocks to pay the loan sharks and banks off, so I'm debt free from them, but yet I still needed somewhere around $600,000 more to be fully debt free. I felt this was impossible considering my current situation. When Larry offered me the $1 million over the air and offered to pay off my interest on the debts, I knew it was my one and only chance to become debt free. I'm so sorry that it was at the cost of our friendship, but if not, I would have never recovered from my losses. And I now took the remaining $400,000 and reinvested it into stocks and other investments, and I've tripled my money. So now I'm financially in the positive. Please understand my situation and find a way to forgive me. We've been friends for many years now, and to show my loyalty, included in my letter is a disc for you to play on the air to expose the truth about our quote-unquote best friend. Sincerely, Glenn Notaro. Wait a minute.
Whoa. What do you mention?
What the hell's in here? What is this? What the hell is this thing? I have a CD. Jeremiah.
I only spoke with him like one other time. Oh, wait.
Jeremiah,
can we
take this disc and play it.
Can we? Wait. Hold on. What?
No, play.
Wait.
Forget what Larry's saying. Play the disc. Play the disc over the air right now.
Look, I get it. I get it, but I don't get it. Like, how can he even think that he's in charge of this podcast? He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know how to deliver. He wants to do a solo show. Did I tell you about this? He wants to do a solo show. He won't be able to deliver on a solo show. He can barely deliver each and every week. That's why I'm there. You know that, and I know that. You know, Anthony, he's along for the ride. And I needed another show to fill a time slot for the network. You know, I needed, just a body in there. But, otherwise, look, it's, who knows more about podcasting than I do? I built a freaking empire right now, built on that. No, you don't have to say a word, because, quite frankly, it's you know, it's in the bucket that I don't know. I'm gonna give it like another 6 months, maybe to a year, and then we'll look to you know, maybe I may have to dump the show. You know, it's just he's a fool. That's basically what it is. And as long as I'm there, as long as I can keep him grounded, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be fun in the long run. But this, I mean, you've heard some of the stuff he says, right? You've heard some of the fucking nonsense that comes out of his mouth. I mean, some of these chewed out segments, honestly, why do you think I do chewed out some more at this point? Because they're not delivering. They haven't delivered since episode whatever it was. I forget whichever episode was the record-breaking episode, over 150 listens on YouTube. You know, and honestly, with Jeremiah, Ensign, they don't have none of these people have a clue. Look, the Retro Gamers, that's the A-list show. The better half, we're rolling along. This fucking train wreck, in my opinion, it's gonna be a done deal very soon. And as far as me and you know, Glenn, I gotta tell you, I trust in you. There's a lot I put in to our friendship and our business tactics, and quite frankly, I have no problem assisting you in getting, you know, Glenn Industries up and running, whatever you're gonna end up calling it. Yeah, no, you can call me whenever you want. If you need any help with legal counsel, I got them on call. If you run into any issues ever, look, the chief of police in my back fucking pocket, honestly. So, but he knows that. We're cool like that. So, no, wait a minute. This is where I gotta turn off. All right. Yeah, just I'll hit you up a little later. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Tell me I did not just hear that.
Okay, wait. Now, look.
Tell me the listeners did not just hear that. What the fuck was that, Larry?
Wait, that was weeks ago, maybe months ago. Why? I told you not to play.
This is what you feel about me? About what you consider
wait a minute.
your best friend?
Look,
we sat down, broken bread. We sat down, drank. We wrestled. We tore the nation. And this is how you feel about me, Larry?
Look, it was. Remember, we were going through a time here as podcasters. It's not. Look, it's like, you know, sometimes.
And that was recorded after we resolved our situation.
It may have been. I don't have the exact date. But you know, there may have been something in my drink. You know, I remember there was.
Why don't we call Notaro right now?
There may have been a gas leak. You know.
What's that have to do with it? Lawrence Agnes Moron?
What? How'd you know my middle name? I can't believe
Lawrence
you played it.
Agnes.
I can't believe you played
not
it.
moron, but Mormon. Explain this to me.
Look,
how could you have said what you said? You've betrayed me. Now I have a healthy distrust. You know, I've always said, and sometimes I've always said that, you know, you're a con man, you're a shyster, you're a this and that.
No.
And I never thought that you would have really felt that way about me.
No,
you hurt me, man.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Oh God, no.
You betrayed me,
well,
goddammit.
No, I didn't. Honest, I ran out of gas. I had a flat tire. I didn't have enough money for cab fare. My tux didn't come in. Back from the cleaners. Oh my God, an old friend came in from out of town. Someone stole my car. There was an earthquake, a terrible flood, locusts. It wasn't my fault. I swear to God. You have to believe me on this. I just. Oh, my God. Oh, damn you, Glenn.
Oh, Larry. You've hurt me like you wouldn't believe, man. And I just can't believe that you said what you said.
You have no idea. Look, we can talk about it. We could talk about
We've had
it.
our ups and downs, but this is how you're going to betray our friendship. This is how you've hurt me. You've destroyed the honor and the integrity on your part of the yin and the yang. And you know what? With that said, I'm so disgusted right now. But I can't do this podcast anymore.
Wait a minute.
Not for the rest of this week.
What? But how are we going to... You're just going to leave like this? You're just going to end the show like this?
You're damn right. Fans, work out, take care of yourselves, eat right,
but
use your left turn, right turn indicators and all that other shit.
But
thank you. Fuck you.
That wasn't...
Bye.
You're the best around.